What's going on, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. Today we got two movie reviews for y'all today, and a lot of mainstream news for us to talk about. As we are heading into the month of October, that's right, spooky month, Halloween month is upon us. So without further ado, let's get started with our mainstream news for today. So, and our first piece of news is Martin Scorsese doubled down on comic books movies, saying that they are not cinema. So, let's see what he had to say. The theaters had to step up to make them places where people want to go and enjoy themselves or want to go and see something that moves them. If Hollywood makes nothing but comic book and franchise movies and certain segments of the audience don't want to see those films, then nothing is going to get them to a cinema. The danger there is what it is doing for our culture, because there are going to be generations now that think movies are only those that what movies are. So there's been a lot of conversations about that. So I even posted an Instagram post that a guy talks about that more independent films are going to be the future, because Hollywood today is more focused on IPs and like franchises and all that stuff, and he's not wrong. So, but if you look at directors like Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, Steven Spielberg, and like the other famous directors, that they always make new stuff and different movies that defines cinema. So you can't really call comic book movies like cinema, but there's always been some that's like more worth cinema. Like for example, the Dark Knight trilogy with Christopher Nolan, or the very first Black Panther, because that was the last Marvel movie that has been like nominated like for the Academy Awards, including like Best Picture. That's been a long time. So a lot of people argue, say like, which is cinema, which is a blockbuster, and all that other stuff. But like, it doesn't matter well, who you are. If you enjoy like certain movies, that's on you. If you're the type of person that loves to be moved in certain cinema movies, that's you. If you're a type of person that like to be wild and enjoyable, like for blockbuster movies, that's you. So ain't nobody gonna tell you what you want to see or you should not see. That's up to you. A lot of people are gonna have their voice, their opinions, and all that other stuff. So, but Martin Scorsese, he's not wrong either. He has his fair points, and I do understand where he's coming from as a filmmaker myself. So, it is what it is. Moving on, Target reportedly held DVD and Blu-ray sales in certain locations. So let's read this here. Some Target stores have reportedly stopped selling DVDs, Blu-rays, and CDs in their stores, with movie displays in the parts of the store where they sell other physical media like books and vinyl records. This move is not entirely unexpected. The retailer has a significant amount of space and dedicated to movies and music until 2021 or so, has been reduced to the footprint of its disc sales for the last few years. Best Buy recently moved the home video section from their stores, with a physical media still in most locations being records and video games. So, but you can still rent like Blu-rays, DVDs, all that stuff on Amazon. They still gonna have theirs there, but it's just a matter of like stores like Target, Best Buy, are they gonna continue doing stuff? Because right now, more people are focused on buying stuff on digital or just waiting for it to come out on streaming and like all the other stuff. Like, but let me ask y'all: are you the type of person that still buy physical DVDs and physical Blu-rays as your collection? So, with that being said, moving on. The WGA reached a tentative agreement with studios. So, in case y'all had noticed, the writer's strike has ended, but The SAG-AFTRA strike is still going on. But let's read the what the new tentative agreement that the WGA has agreed to. According to sources in and around the final negotiations, no voices were raised as nobody stormed out of the room because during this final stretch. But the studios made it clear that if there wasn't a deal this weekend, and preferably before the UBK sundown, they were planning to move on to the SAG-AFTRA. The in-person meetings of the past weekend gave away a Zoom yesterday and today. The studio side complained that the guild did not know how to close, that they are kept coming back with more and more and more. The guild complained that they hit a wall on Thursday, on Thursday when the studios outright said they won't negotiate a couple of favorite issues. Both sides, under the incredible pressures of their concerns after a 146-day strike, recognized that the deadline was today and potentially weeks from now. And with that in mind, so it tells you that that the writers have a 3 year deal. So after those 3 years, they can either renew or negotiate for another contract. But well, we don't know just yet. So they have a 3 year deal as of right now. So what we is 20. So by I think by the end of 2026, and then that's when we will know if they're gonna renew or they're gonna need to change the negotiation or stuff like that. But and with that being said, moving on, Sony hacked again. Hackers are offering to sell the data. So this is coming from IGN saying that Sony has said it has launched an investigation after a ransomware group claimed had to be the branch of the company's systems. Cybersecurity Connect reported that the ransom group called itself Ransom.vc claimed it has breached Sony groups and threatened to sell to stolen data. We have successfully compressed sys all the Sony systems. Ransom.vc claimed on both on the clear and dark nets, as reported by Cybersecurity Connect. We won't ransom them. We will sell the data. Due to Sony not wanting to pay, data is for sale. Man, that's crazy. So I don't know what Sony gonna do, but hopefully they can find a way out of it. But moving on. Taylor Swift, the concert now getting a global theatrical release, of course. But let's read this article here. This saying the tour isn't the only thing we're taking war tour. The anti-hero maker wrote on Instagram, "Been is so excited to tell you all that the Eras Tour concert film is now officially coming to theaters worldwide on October 13th. So you can expect a lot of theater rooms to be packed." But moving on. SAG authorized a second strike against video games. Oh boy. Let's read what the Hollywood Reporter has to say. The SAG-AFTRA may soon have another strike on its hands. On Monday, union members voted at 98.32% in favor of the strike authorized against the video game industry, with 34 60 87 members casting ballots and representing a percentage of 27.47% of eligible voters. While the results don't guarantee a work stoppage will occur, it gives union negotiators the ability to call a strike during the ongoing negotiations for a new interactive media agreement if they don't deem one necessary. It's time for the video game companies to stop playing games and get serious about reaching an agreement on this contract, said the Zac Efron president friend Dusher. Sorry I pronounced the name. The result of this vote shows our memberships understand the existence natures of these negotiations and that it is time for now for these companies make billions of dollars and paying their CEOs to give performers an agreement to keep performing in video games as a viable career. So, like I said, now that the writer strike's over, now we got to get the actors that back together. So, give them a deal, y'all. So that includes movie and television studios and now the video game industry. So, y'all know what y'all need to do. Moving on. The Gen V, which is another spin-off of The Boys on Amazon Prime, debuts on Rotten Tomatoes with 100%. So we got two critics here. One is saying that Gen V is very entertaining. Through some of the comic book aspects won't wow you. The story is engaging enough to keep you ready and wanting for more. And then lastly, from Nick Zotrich from the Daily Bread saying, energized by some of his go for broke creativity, sharp social commentary, and his pure R-rated sense of humor as its big TV brother, it reconfirms that this franchise remains the comic book genre only consists of majority player. So that's looking good there. So I have watched the first three episodes. It looks really good so far. So I can't wait for what the rest of the season has to offer. Moving on. How much does Vin Diesel make in each Fast and the Furious movie? So we got some numbers here. Some are disclosed and some are not available. But let's read through them. So for the first Fast and the Furious that came in 2001, he earned to 2 million. The second Fast and the Furious, he was not there for that one. Um, Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, yeah, that was a cameo, so you didn't really even know. We don't know that number there. Um, the fourth Fast and the Furious, that one is undisclosed, so we don't know that one there. Fast Five, he earned the 15 million. Fast and Furious 6, that's also undisclosed. We don't know that one there. Furious 7, he earned for 47 million. The Fate of the Furious, so he took a pay cut there and earned 20 million. And then the same thing goes for Fast 9 and Fast X, earned the 20 million. So that's how much Van Diesel make in each Fast and the Furious movie. So he earned a lot for for Furious 7. So that was the not. And then like I guess like after Furious 7, he wanted like to take a pay cut, so and that everyone else get paid as well. So that's how it is there. And then moving on. As I said, that the writer's strike is over, and now the writers are going back to work. So, following an tentative agreement on the new contract with the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers, the board of the WGA West and Council of the WGA East voted unanimously to lift the strike order at 3:01 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday. The decision means writers can return to work before a federal vote that was held, the vote to be held from October 2nd to October 9th. So there is going to be some meetings so there to discuss over the agreement and some contracts there. So hopefully we'll see like more details on that. Moving on. Could the actor strike end soon with meetings next week? But let's hear what Deadline has to say. As the WGA leadership and members moves forward, the subscribers tentative agreement with the studios and streamers that the 160,000 strong actors union could be sitting down with the AMPTP within days, riding the momentum that has hit Hollywood since the WGA and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers struck the deal on September 24th. SAG-AFTRA leaders has penned in the meeting with Carl Lamborghini led by the end of next week will hurt. So hopefully the actors can get a deal as well that they're looking for. Moving on. Star Trek 4 writer confirms that the project is still on strike. Now, to remind you, this is the Chris Pine version of Star Trek. So, let's read what the article says from Coming Soon says. It is still on track, she says. I love that the project, and it was another one that I had to hop off to direct this movie. And that it was a hard thing to do. But I love that everybody involved within the project. However, it's clearly unclear if Beer have already left Star Trek 4 in order to shift her focus on directing Pet Sematary Bloodlines, which will be coming out next week, or if her work is on the project is temporarily on hold while Paramount continues to search for a new director. So hopefully we get some more details on that. So moving on, we officially got the confirmation on who James Gunn is revealing which actors are returning to his new DCEU. So first off, we got John Cena will be coming back as Peacemaker. Viola Davis will be coming back as as Amanda Waller, and then of course the Cobra Kai actor will be returning as Blue Beetle as well. So those are the first three confirmed actors that from the DCEU will be in the new DCU with James Gunn. So, and well, with that in mind, The Marvels is currently now the shortest movie in MCU history. So apparently, The Marvels is apparently going to be an hour and 47 minutes. Sound like no big deal to me. But let's look at the previous shortest MCU movies and the longest MCU movies. So let's look at the top three shortest MCU movies. So the first Thor was an hour and 57 minutes. The second Thor was an hour and 52 minutes, and then the same thing for the Incredible Hulk. It was an hour and 52 minutes. Now let's look at the three longest MCU movies. So we got the Eternals, which is 2 hours and 36 minutes. Black Panther 2: Wakanda Forever is a 2 hours and 41 minutes, and then of course Avengers Endgame is 3 hours and 1 minute. So it's really not a big deal, but for me, the based on the Marvel sort of running time, so it is what it is. Moving on, Netflix has officially sent out their last DVD mails out today. So let's read what Variety has to say. It is the official end of Netflix's DVD era. The company is mailing out its very last red envelopes on Friday, September 29th. As a parting gift to its loyal DVD by mail members, Netflix will let them keep any discs they still have out as part of the final DVD shipment on September 29th. Customers may be able to get up to 10 extra red envelopes randomly selected from their cures if they opted out into the final surprise or promo. A Netflix rep confirmed that the customers will not be charged of any unreturned discs. So, yep, that's the last time they'll be selling DVDs, y'all. It's all gonna be straight streaming from now on for Netflix. Moving on. It looks like Aladdin 2 got killed by the Will Smith snap. So let's look at the timeline here. So all the way back to May 2019, Aladdin came out and it's gone over to make a $1.5 billion in the box office. So in February of 2020, Disney has confirmed that Aladdin 2 was in the works. And then by March 2022, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. And now, on March of 2023, Mensa Mansour, the current Aladdin star, says the sequel now is very unlikely. So, I don't know. It looks like Aladdin 2 is probably off the table, but I don't know. We'll see. Moving on. The House of Dragons finished filming season 2. Alrighty, let's see what Variety has to say. The hit HBO show finished filming its second season during the Hollywood strikes, even though most major television shows were forced to halt production over the summer because their cast and crew that were members of the WGA and the SAG-AFTRA. House of Dragons Season 2 was permitted to continue filming since the script was already completed and everyone involved was working under the United Kingdom union contracts. So, um, if a project is not like in the United States, then they will continue to work on it. And they will have a certain company that's not for the United States, or have like a tenement deal, or a temporary deal, then they can still film and all that other stuff. So gladly that the House of Dragons season 2 is finished filming, and now they can get everything to work. So when season 2 is going to be premiering, probably in like fall of 2024. Give it that's my earliest take. Moving on. James Gunn says big DC news is on the way. Let's see what Deadline has to say. Gunn responded, I don't even know where we are with everything, as I haven't been able to talk with other writers. While this has been happily throughout, I am very happy with the outcome. The strike was a real wrench in the process for sure. So I will have to see where we are on everything for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I imagine more news out in the not too distant future. So we also got some top 5 big news on the way to see what the rumors is going to be. So, number one, we got saying who's going to be playing Batman. Number two, who's going to be the villain in Superman Legacy. Number three, are we getting a new Wonder Woman, or is Gal Gadot going to remain Wonder Woman? Number four, who is Jason Momoa going to be playing? Is it still going to be Aquaman, or is it going to be Lobo? And then lastly, what the tone is going to be. So we don't know what the news is going to be. So, but everybody just keep your eyes on everything and wait to see what the news is going to be. But that's all the mainstream news that we have for y'all today. And let's get into our first movie review that we have for y'all today. And that's going to be on Saw X or Saw 10, whatever you like to call it. So, this is basically a direct sequel to the first Saw and a prequel to Saw 2. So basically, this is the Saw 2 before Saw 2, based on the story. So, set in events of between the first two films, John Kramer, aka Jigsaw, travels to Mexico in hopes of an experiment procedure that may cure him. But long, however, the operator was proven to be an ass, leading him to reenact an eligible and gruesome revenge for those who are responsible. And let me just say this, y'all. This was the best Saw movie in a long time. This probably the best since the very first one. And let me just tell y'all, like, this was really, really good. Like, for me, when it comes to the Saw movies, it's like one of those franchises that you have to like turn your brain off and just enjoy the whatever Jigsaw got out of his sleeves with the traps in it and everything. But for this one, this was really good, and I'm really surprised there. And I can only say the pacing, the traps in this movie, the music scores, the character emotions, and the twisted turns in this movie was really on point. And it was also great to see Tobin Bell and Shawnee Shaw back on screen together. And I can honestly say this was definitely a refresher to the Saw franchise. And also, there is a mid credit scene that you have to look after for. And other than that, man, I would give this movie a B plus grade. This was really really good. So I highly you guys recommend to check this out if you guys are a fan of the Saw franchise. And yeah, so this was really good. And and now our last piece of movie review we're gonna talk about is The Creator, which was directed by Garrett Edwards. And in case you guys don't know who that is, he directed the first Godzilla movie based on the legendary Monsters universe, and also the Rogue One, it's a Star Wars movie. And so this one stars John David Washington, and the plot is set in a future impacted by wars between the human race and the force of the AI, following an ex-Special Forces agent who was recruited to hunt down and kill the Creator, who developed mystery weapons with power to end the wars by destroying mankind itself. So, when watching this movie, it had a lot of elements to Blade Runner, Aliens, E.T., Terminator, and like all the other stuff. It just imagine what the world could be like with AI in this future and like all the other stuff. So the visual effects, the direction, and the performance in this movie was really good. And I was surprised that the budget in this movie was 80 million, and it looks really good from the budget that it made. So really good sci-fi movie. We need. It's been a long time since we had a good one in a long time. So man, we need to start making more sci-fi movies like this more often. And so yeah, we also had Gemma Chan, who was from the Eternal. She was in this movie, and the kid, the robot kid in this movie. So I was surprised. It looked like it looked like a boy in the movie, but in reality, it was a girl. I was surprised because I remember watching the Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. That kid in the movie, I thought that was a boy too, and it was a really a girl actor, and that was really surprising. But but yeah, the child actor she did really good. And let me just say, there was a lot of emotion in this movie that make you want to tear up. So get your tissues just in case, and if you need it. So that's all I can say. Much about that. And man, we had a lot of things that may happen in the future. So, and a lot of these movies can tell you anything. So just be prepared for the future. And Garrett Edwards, you hit another home run with this movie, man. So this one was really good, and I enjoyed myself with this. And I was not bored with it at never. So and another reference too. This was kind of similar to Man of Fire, and if you look at how John David you're watching it acts, it kind of look like it. You could see like his father Denzel watching it was looking in his ear. So like if you pay attention like to the actor, you get what I'm saying there. But yeah, but other than that, man, this was really good. I would definitely give it a B plus as well. It had its flaws in there, but it was still good nonetheless. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. Um, if you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new videos are uploaded. And also comment down below what your thoughts and opinion that I have discussed today. And also, if you're listening to me on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast streaming platform, don't forget to follow me there as well. But other than that, folks, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.